Hello YouTube, welcome to my review of Wolfenstein the Old Blood for the PlayStation 4. This review will be focused on the PlayStation 4 version of this game. I do not own either the Xbox One or the PC version of this game, so bear with me. That's what I have, and that is what I will be pertaining to when I talk about this game and give you a review. Let's start with graphics. Graphics overall are good to very good. I think the opening sequence with Wesley and Blazkowicz, I don't know, is very good with the castle as the backdrop. You're driving down the road, at first you see him asleep, and decent graphics on the modeling there. And then when it flips around, you can kind of look at the mountain where the castle is built into, and you can see the gates and all of the, protection they have guarding it before you get in. There are certain levels that look better than others. There's some that are really plain. I thought the caves kind of looked like crap. Let's see, the actual castle part is really, really cool. So the statues and the rooms that are within these, or the statues that are in these rooms, they did a pretty decent job of those, but I think overall they could have done a little bit better job. Then again, I kind of have to lead into the next part, which is price. The graphics versus the price, I think for about 20 bucks, you're getting a pretty good balance there. I mean, it's no Arma 3, and it's definitely not Minecraft, if that makes sense. It's not Minecraft bad, then again, it's not Arma 3 good. So there you go. Anyway, moving on to music. I'd like to tie in sound effects with the music, obviously, and the music is done exceptionally well. I think that overall it really draws you in and immerses you and has a decent ambiance with how the game unfolds. Of course, the commanders, the voiceovers, and the alarms that the commanders set off are all done really, really well. So what I'm getting at here is basically the commanders, if you haven't played the game yet, they can set off an alarm and they talk into the radio headset requesting backup, and there's like lots of things going on. The gunshots are all done really well. And then if you get spotted or if somebody sees you, they do more intense music, stuff like that. So all in all, very, very good. The story is its weakest, absolute weakest point, in that I feel the story is shit. There's not very good character development. Wesley dies very early on. He's not a big part of the game. He doesn't do anything other than get tortured and died, which sucks. But it is what it is. He gets tortured and he dies. You also have Kessler. You also have, I believe her name is Annette. I hope that's right. Those two, you see a little bit more of them, and they talk a little bit more about themselves, I suppose. Kind of. It's kind of like what Wesley does when he talks to Blazkowicz at the beginning of the game about going to Tunisia or wherever it was he went, and he got some kind of fever. It's kind of like that. There's not a ton of information, but they made sort of an effort to build these characters and hopefully to make you care about them when they have to die, or when you have to choose for them to die or not, I guess. I don't know. I find it all to be pretty poor, and I'd like to mention the New Order, even though this review isn't about that, in that the New Order actually has a decent story, in my humble opinion. So anyway, I digress with that. Next up, we have content. I think content is about average to maybe above average in some instances. You have nightmares, challenges, and difficulties, and of course just the regular game with those difficulties, obviously. So the nightmares are you going back to the Wolfenstein 3D graphics, although it's not exactly Wolfenstein 3D graphics. It's kind of like some pseudo Wolfenstein 3D graphics, and yeah, they're kind of cool. The challenges are interesting, pretty tough at times, but it's more content, so there you go. It isn't just one and done. The thing I feel it lacks in content, however, is multiplayer. There is zero multiplayer. I don't know how they would really do multiplayer in this game, but it doesn't have any, and if you're a big multiplayer fan, if you're expecting this to be the next Call of Duty where you're going to blast with your friends for hours online, sorry, this is a single player game only. I still think it's a good game, though. I don't want to try to dissuade too many people, because I know a lot of people like multiplayer, and that's a big aspect of their gaming life nowadays, but realize there's still good single-player games out there, guys. Anyway, moving on. Controls. Controls are very fluid. They work great. No issues. Aiming is easy. Shooting is easy. I really got nothing else to say. They work good. They work fluidly. The PS4 controller is mapped out in a way that makes sense. Gameplay. The gameplay is, again, pretty good. I didn't find any issues or glitches or anything like that. The thing that I would like to note about the gameplay is that it isn't just Rambo-style shooting. There are some parts of the game where you're forced to do that. There are some parts of the game where there's literally no option and you have to do it. However, there are also some stealth elements where you could sneak up on a commander and knife him in the back of the head, or shoot somebody silently with your silenced pistol, or even just sneak past someone. If you watch some of my recordings, you'll see that I'm uploading later on. Sometimes I just sneak past things and I don't even try to kill them. There you go. Next up, what do we got here? We have price. We kind of already touched on that. $20, sub $20 in some instances. Pretty decent price for what you're getting. You're going to get about 3 to 10 hours out of this game, I would say, somewhere around there. At the most, maybe more if you like the game a lot. But $20 for that amount of time is pretty good. And it's funny, and this is not really related, just bear with me here for a second. I get this question a lot, you know, oh, well, is this game worth the $20? Well, did you go see a movie at all in the last year? Because movies are expensive. If you go to a movie, you're looking at, what, $8 to $20, depending on where you live. You're looking at popcorn and drinks and candy, and perhaps you don't buy that stuff. I think a lot of people do. It's not really that different, and you're probably going to get more enjoyment out of the game than you will at a movie. So when you're in this price range of about $20, go to the movies or buy a game. That's how I see it. Moving on. I always like to mention how hard is it to obtain a platinum for a certain game if I do a review, or at least I will in the future. And I would give this one hard to very hard. This is just my opinion. I'm sure somebody go, oh man, I platinumed that shit in 2 hours. It was fucking easy. Well, fine. Good for you. It wasn't that easy for me. I found that some of the challenges, some of the nightmares, and the uber difficulty in particular were a little difficult to get through. Collecting the, what is it, like the little gold bars and like the written notes and stuff that are supposedly forwarding the story or whatever, those are easy to get. That's something you're going to watch a YouTube video to obtain. Not even really worth mentioning in terms of how hard it is to get a platinum. So anyway, last but not least, we have replay value. This is its second weakest point, in that I feel it's very poor for replay value. Unless you care about platinums, you're probably not going to play this game twice. You might play it if, well, you won't play it twice, but you might play the challenges. And if you find the nightmares while you're playing, which you may not, you might play those too, depending on who you are and if you like the old game, or if you just want to break from the main story and you just want to kind of like shoot old school Commodore 64 style Nazis. Overall, very poor. Really not much changes or is different or anything of that sort of thing. It's just not very good. So hope this helps you guys out. If you haven't bought the game yet, believe it or not, I do recommend buying this game. I think that for the price and for the amount of enjoyment you'll get out of it, it is still worth it, especially if you're a Wolfenstein fan. If you are a Wolfenstein fan, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should have bought this game a long time ago. I've been playing since the PS2, PS3, and now PS4 era, so I haven't been playing the entire time that this game has been a thing, but I have played for a lot of it. So there you go. I hope that this review is good. I hope that you guys enjoy it. If it is, please like and subscribe, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff as usual. And have a good one. I will see you in the next one.